Hey, Raindrops. On today's episode of Reality with the King, Monica Garcia and I are back to recap the latest episode of Salt Lake City. And baby, new hair, who did this?
Yes, honey.
So what do you got? Did you go to Angie K's hair salon to get
You know the fuck I didn't. You already know the fuck I didn't. She wouldn't have seen me anyway, bitch. She would have turned my ass right around and said, "Get the fuck out of here." You know, she
It
would have been
looks
like, "I know
good.
you're not gonna pay for this." So
Well, listen, I don't know whoever did your hair, it looks amazing. It's
thank
like
you.
it's like well, like blonde highlights. Like, talk to me about
Yes,
this
she's
view.
a caramel queen now. Yes.
I'm a caramel king. And listen,
Yes.
I am so thrilled to talk about this episode with you because you and
Yeah.
I were on the same page last week about like
Mm-hmm.
the fighting is getting kind of redundant. We're kind of over it. We
Yeah.
need personal story. We need something different.
Yeah.
Monica Garcia. That's why I always tell people just wait a week because baby, this episode was on fire.
You know, it's probably been my favorite episode so far.
Mine too.
Yeah, it's been my favorite episode so far. I feel like we got depth this episode 100%. You already know. I can acknowledge shit. I can say that. I can have those feelings. And I think that it gave us, I mean, yeah, let's get into it because there was a lot. There was a lot.
There was a lot, and we got to get into it. So much has
Mm-hmm.
happened. Let's start with the scene that began the episode. So we got a chance to see Bronwyn talk to Todd. And
Mm-hmm.
look, I can't wait to dive into this with you, and we'll talk
Yeah.
about the ending of the episode. But let's get to
Yeah.
the beginning first. So Todd and Bronwyn decided to like have a sit down. They're eating.
Yeah.
She tells Todd that look, her favorite part of her dessert is to eat the cherry last. He ate it before she did. And listen. The reason why, to me, I got to start there with you is
Yes.
because
Please tell me why.
it's because the cherry on top to me, which by the way, Lizzie, we got to call this episode that. The cherry
Yeah.
on top for me is symbolic in terms
Yes.
of how Todd is dismissive to Bronwyn. And I know people are like, really, Bronwyn? You're like mad that he ate your cherry. I think Bronwyn got. I just realized how that came across.
Yeah.
Listen, I didn't say he popped the cherry. And listen, I'm hope he's eating her cherry, but
Yeah.
I need for him to understand that I felt that what Bronwyn was identifying is the fact that
Yeah.
her husband is dismissive to her and does whatever the fuck he wants to do. And to me, this scene was evident in terms of the way she talks to Todd. She, to me, this is my opinion, is like she's walking on eggshells and she's doing
Mhm.
everything to not piss him off.
Yeah. There was a lot happening. That I will say was probably the first scene that really had me like locked in, where I was analyzing everything. And the cherry is it's so symbolic in a huge way for being such a little tiny round piece of food, but it is so symbolic and it hints at so much more, and the dynamic and the respect and the love. I mean, right? If
Mm-hmm.
your significant other, you know that the cherry is their favorite part, um it says a lot when you just gobble it up.
Yeah.
So I mean,
Right.
that was really, really symbolic. I will say also in that scene, what kind of struck me, I just feel that Todd is just over the shit. He's over this. He doesn't want to be doing this. He is so checked out, so removed. He
Yes.
doesn't want to be there. He doesn't want to have to put, I mean, that was like some of the lowest effort I've ever seen, like in a scene from a person. It was like I could give zero fucks to even be here. Like, I don't care. I don't want to, fuck you, fuck this cherry, fuck that. Like, it was just, he did not want to be there. And it it's so apparent. And it would be so interesting to see what their conversations off screen are like, because if I don't give
Mm.
a fuck was a person, it would be I mean, I just was like, damn, you should just turn to the camera and double barrel us, because you do not want to be here, sir. No. And that's, to each his own. A lot of people don't. A lot of people don't. And it takes a lot to commit to bearing your all and filming these scenes. And he just seems like not down with the bullshit. He's so far removed from being involved in this.
No, I could not agree with you more. And to
Mm-hmm.
me, as the kids would say online, it was a scheme that Todd set up. And not
Yeah.
Todd from Atlanta Housewives, Todd from Salt Lake City, which, by the way, Lizzie, that's our episode title, a scheme that Todd set up. Because to me,
Yep.
this, I'm going to tell you what my spidey senses was highlighting in this
Yes. Tell
episode when
me.
it came to Todd and Bronwyn. And you know what? Fuck this. Let's not go the chronological order, because
Yeah.
the way this episode was bookended, which how it started and
Mm-hmm.
how it ended, I feel
Yep.
like I feel like you have to combine the two in
Yep.
order to understand the psyche of Todd.
Yes. And I almost went there too. So I bet I
Yeah,
know what.
we
Yeah.
have
Go
to.
ahead. Go
We
ahead.
have to.
Yeah.
Todd does not want her on this show.
Nope. I was literally, Carlos, you and I, we are the same. I literally was just going to say, and I stopped myself because of the order, when he turned to her and said, I don't know why you want to be around these women. And it, obviously for us viewers, whoever, it's she wants to be on the show. It's not about, and there's nothing wrong with that. And I'm sick of people shading people for that. If they want to be on the show, let them be on the show, whatever. There's no shame that Bronwyn wants to be on the show. She wants her own
None.
thing. She wants to do this. That's great. That is great. Her husband doesn't support it. That's a whole other separate issue. But when he was like, I'm so confused why you want to be around these women. She doesn't want to be around these women either. Trust. But she wants to be there. She wants to be in this. She wants to be on the show. Period. And
Yes.
that's
No.
okay.
She wants to be. I got a chance to meet Bronwyn at Kathy Hilton's Christmas party
Mm,
last year. Monica, and when I say to you, first of all, she's gorgeous in person. On
mm,
top of that, Monica, she's so sweet. She's such a
yeah.
darling. And she literally understands the assignment. Like
Yeah.
she gets it because listen, at this stage in life, everybody has seen a Housewives season, an
Yep.
episode, or 400. Like no
Yep.
one's walking into this franchise of any Housewives show.
Yep.
Like I never heard of this show. I don't.
And if they
It's
do, that's a lie. Yeah.
it's a lie. It's a lie. We've all seen
Mm-hmm.
it, and she knew what she was walking into. And I say all of that to say, my spidey senses tell me, because I've seen this before and I've seen this on my other shows.
Mm-mm.
Bronwyn wants a life outside of Todd.
Yes.
And in my opinion, I think this is her exit plan.
Yep. I
I
agree.
and I think it shows to me what it gave when Camille Grammer and Kelsey Grammer.
Mm.
Do you remember like the first
Yes.
season of Beverly Hills
Mm-hmm.
Housewives? And you kind of saw how Kelsey was dismissive to her, and
Yeah.
how um how I can't think of literally have a brain fart right now. Camille, how Camille was very like, she sort of like danced around him a little bit,
Timid. Very timid.
very timid.
Yeah.
Come to find out, Kelsey said in an interview a couple of years after that he alleged that he and Camille had an understanding that he was leaving the marriage, and this was pretty much his parting gift to her. Like,
Oh,
you want to be famous? Here you go.
I
I'll do
didn't
the
know that.
show,
Yeah.
and I'm out. He said she was aware that he had a girlfriend.
Oh my
He
gosh.
Oh no, Kelsey spilled dime. He alleged that she knew he had a girlfriend, and that this was his parting gift. That you want to be a celebrity. Here's his show. I'm out of here. I'm not saying Todd. That's the scheme that Todd set up. But
Right.
what I do believe is this:
Maybe
Todd is
though.
maybe because Todd is no dummy. I
No.
think Todd is aware that he's so rich, he doesn't need the fame. I don't think he likes the fame. I think all the guys think it's cool and it's kind of like
Yeah.
whatever. But he's doing this because, in my opinion, I and I hate to put this on anyone's marriage, and I'm not putting
Right.
this on their marriage,
Yeah.
but I'm watching the show. I think they're not going to last. One
Mm-hmm.
or two things has to happen. Either this is her last season,
Yes.
or they're not going to be together.
And I don't
I
think it's her last season. I
mm,
don't. I
tell
think that
me.
she wants to be there. I think that she's coming back. I think that Bravo really likes her. I think that she brings something to the cast. She really does. And people seem to really like her.
Hmm.
I will say the allegations that came out in the episode about her and the fact that she was able to skirt skirt. I can't talk about that. It's like, okay, honey.
And guess what? We're going to talk about it because
Yeah.
Monica, we need to get into the fact that in this episode and raindrops, we have to just dig into this first, and then we'll get
Yeah.
to. Trust me, we're going to talk about Mary and her farts. So
I know. Oh my God.
right, you won't be disappointed. So hold your gas and hold your breath because we'll get to that later. But we have to get into the allegation that
Yes.
the allegations and headlines that came to earth, came to light.
Yep.
Um, after her and Lisa made up, and we'll get to that too. But
Mm-hmm.
allegations came to light that
Mm-hmm.
Bronwyn has a past where 20 years ago, she said on camera, her confessionals, that, she had an eviction. She did,
Yeah.
she was honest about that. She also said that 10 years ago, right?
Mm-hmm.
Something legally happened. It was sealed. The other situations were
Mm-hmm.
dismissed. This particular situation 10 years ago was dismissed, but it was sealed. And that because of that, she's unable to talk about anything relating to it. The way she was able to talk to us about the eviction that happened 20 years ago. My spidey senses went up because, and I'm going to tell you, I'm going to be real with you. I would have been
Please
fine with,
do.
I would have, as a viewer,
Yes.
I would have been fine with like, this happened 10 years ago. I can't talk about it. It's a legal situation. It was sealed. Because we've
Yeah.
heard that so many times as the excuse why a lot of reality stars can't talk
Right.
about it. It's legal.
Right.
I can talk about it. Okay, fine. My lawyers told me not to
Mm-hmm.
talk about it. Okay, fine.
Right.
It was when, though, Bronwyn said, I know this is affecting you professionally
Yes.
because people have to trust
Yes.
you when they're dealing with you, and you saw his attitude increase. That's when I said, oh shit, whatever happened 10 years ago
Yep.
to me is so big that if it came out, I think Todd himself
Mm-hmm.
would be embarrassed as to what
Yes.
his clients may think.
Yes, 100%. Well, and here's the thing. I related to her where she was like, they're making it seem like this just happened. Because the same thing happened in regards to me and my affair. My affair was literally like over a decade ago. And when we filmed, they made it seem like that was the reason I was getting the divorce right then. And everyone's like, da da da. It's like, no, this happened literally over a decade ago. So I could relate to her in that sense, having to clear up timelines. But but the charges were not denied, right? Just like my affair was not denied. It still happened. Unfortunately, it's still something that was leaked. You go on these shows and all the shit is going to come out. And I do wish that she owned it a little bit more, as opposed to just being like, oh, this was 20 years ago and I can't talk about it.
Mm-hmm.
Like, give us a little more. Like, okay, like I understand it's sealed and we all make mistakes, but everyone was so curious about that part. When all of that was coming out, it was all anyone could talk about. Everyone was fascinated, like, oh my gosh, what is, I mean, they're big allegations. huge allegations.
Mm-hmm.
And so, yeah, it kind of sucks that we don't get to know really. And I'm kind of like, was it sealed because Todd had it sealed? Do you
Oh,
know what I mean? That's what I think personally, that someone paid to have them sealed. So, but who knows? That was my thinking. My thinking was like, okay, do we make some big moves to make sure this was suppressed? That was my vibe a little bit, because I'm piggybacking off what you said. If it came out, it will probably have huge repercussions for Todd. You know what I mean?
fuck yeah, I know what you mean.
Yeah.
That's my look. Call me Jaws, okay? The
Yes.
movie, parts 1, 2, and 3. It's a trilogy in this bitch because it's to the floor, okay? To the
Yes.
floor. Shout out to J-Lo and Pitbull. I am
Yep.
telling you,
Yep.
I didn't think about that. I didn't think about that.
Yeah.
I didn't think about that. Oh my
Yep.
God, you're so good, Monica. Yay, Monica's here. Okay, fine. Sorry.
Yes.
I got geeked out for a second. You're so good because I didn't think about that.
Yeah.
Todd probably Todd. Look, I do agree with you that Todd
Mhm.
allegedly, possibly did
Possibly,
pay for,
allegedly, could have, maybe.
maybe could
Yeah.
have, right,
Yep.
paid for it to be sealed because when he married her, I think Bronwyn is such a real woman that she said,
Yes.
"Look, this is who I am. This is what
Yes.
happened to me." And I think Todd said, "I got you," which I
Yeah.
love that about Todd.
We love
And
that.
yes, and I do think Todd loves her. I don't. I would never sit up here and say he doesn't love her. People would say, "Well, he had an affair." Listen, an affair does not mean you don't love the person. An affair to me
Mhm.
is a sexual
Yeah.
thing, and also think my opinion, when a rich man has an affair on his wife, it has more to do with power than
Right.
love. My opinion.
Right.
So I think he loved this woman. I think based on what Monica just clocked is more the reason why he's saying to her, get off of this show because raindrops,
Yes.
you have to listen to the nuances of his messages. Why
Yes.
fly 18 hours to go on this trip? Why get into an
Yes.
argument again? And if you go, you're a grown woman, do what you do, but don't
You're
come
on
back
your
home.
own. That's on you. That's on you. You're on your own. It was like,
Which Monica, which is why I agree with you that allegedly he would have paper to get sealed because he's
yep.
saying to you, it's on your own. I have
Yes.
helped you. I've helped
Yes.
you. If
Yes.
something happens, I'm not helping you anymore
Yep.
because you know better.
Yep.
This show is ruining you because something that I allegedly have had
Yes.
sealed or was or is sealed is causing our lives to
Mhm.
change for the worse. And listen, I
Yep.
think Todd is like, what are you getting out of doing the show? You're not making that much money. I have more money to pay you an allowance. I
Yep.
wouldn't be surprised if Todd said to her, however much the network's paying you, I'll
Yeah.
give it to you every month.
100%.
I'll give it
Yeah.
to you. Like,
Yeah.
why are you doing this? And
Mhm.
when he said you're on your own, he's also saying, do not even ask me to film a fucking
Yep.
download of what happens on your
When
trip.
you have someone, first, let me say this. Have you ever watched Ozark
Oh,
with Jason Bateman?
of course. By the way, Monica, by the way, you have to watch this new show on Netflix called
Oh,
what's it? Fuck, Rabbit. Something with the rabbit in it. Bad
something rap. Oh,
Lizzie,
his new
Lizzie.
show with Jude Law.
Yeah. Black
Okay, I
Rabbit.
know what show you're talking about. I need to watch that. I love him. I love
It's a
Jason Bateman
maze.
so
It's a
much.
maze.
Yeah,
But go ahead.
okay, I
I
need to
love
watch it.
Ozark.
But
Okay.
Ozark is the perfect example of this. You have these powerful, rich people that can pay to have things sealed, expunged, deleted, erased, disappeared. So there's no reason why Todd wouldn't have the resources or ability to do the same for his wife. Do you know what I mean? So I think that is definitely something that could have happened. And I think when you have someone telling you that they wouldn't piss on someone's brain if they were on fire, okay, they could probably have some shit sealed. Like, what? That's heavy talk. That's heavy talk. Piss on someone's brain? I can't.
I've heard. Let me tell you something. I've heard pissing on someone's grave.
Yes.
I've heard pissing on someone who may be on fire.
Yes.
Todd said, "I would not piss on her brain,
Yes.
the thing that keeps her like going." Like
The
I wouldn't
function.
piss. The fuck, baby. The function. The
Yeah.
function.
I was
He.
like,
Let me tell you something. The only again, guys, I'm only talking about the scenes. I love Bronwyn. We'll see what happens. I'm telling you
yeah.
guys, based on watching this episode and and last season and this season, I'm telling y'all right now, if Bronwyn comes back to the show, I don't see it working for her marriage.
He's so done. He's done.
He's done. He's done.
He is
He's done.
telling her, showing her in all ways, I'm done. I'm done with the bullshit. You should be done with the bullshit. Why are you still doing the bullshit? He's over it. And I don't blame him. I don't blame him. But he's over it.
He's over it. And listen, I can say this to you honestly, as a producer, I cannot tell you, Monica, how many rich married couples that we have approached to be on these shows.
Yeah.
And guys, I'm just being honest with you. You can take this how you want to. It's not my business. I'm just telling you the facts.
Yeah.
100%, not 90, not 75, 100% of the reasons that rich married couples have turned the shows down, whether it was a housewife show was doing or another show was doing, the woman has always said, I have to talk to my husband.
Yeah.
And and she would come back and say, I can't do it. My husband is not. Yeah. Guys, I'm only saying what she said, what they say. My husband won't let me do it. I can't do it. I can't do it.
Well, here's the thing, specifically with housewives. If you're married, your partner has to agree. It's a housewife show. They want to show the marriage, the family, the kids, the relationship, whatever. That's part of the role, right? And so when you have family that's not cooperating, or if you have an ex that says you're not allowed to film with my children, it throws in a whole freaking wrench of problems. They want the whole package, and that's fine. It's a housewife show. That makes sense. It's fine. But I know personally very, very, very wealthy, prominent people in Utah that the wife applied and the husband's like, no.
Yeah.
And they don't do it. They don't do it. You know?
They don't do it. They don't do it. And that, for me, the fact that Todd said yes. And listen, Kelsey Grammer said that was his parting gift to Camille. I've known husbands who have who either feels guilty that the wife sacrificed so much for them to be successful that they said, fine, let's do it for you. And it's a big regret. I remember when Portia was married to Cordell when she did season 5. He did an interview and I'm paraphrasing, but he said something along the lines, allegedly, I'll say that, along the lines of he's a Heisman Trophy winner and he was now being referred to as Portia's husband. Or a Hall of Famer, Heisman Trophy, whatever it was. But that being called Portia's husband just didn't feel right. And that's the thing. A lot of these men don't like it. Listen, I love Bronwyn. Bronwyn is fantastic for the show. I'm just, based on Todd this season, I'm just like, Bronwyn, you know him better than we do. And girl, I just think this man wants you off the show. And I would not be surprised if she doesn't come back. Oof. But you think if you had to guess, what would Bronwyn choose? Todd or the show?
Look, it's hard for me because I don't know why she's doing the show. I don't. Because she does have the money. She did have an incredible life. She was very looked up to in Utah. I don't know why. I have seen a lot of people with real money. Okay, I'm talking real money. They don't do the show. Their privacy is priceless at that point. They can buy anything they want, go anywhere they want. They want the privacy. That is more precious to them than the bullshit of being on a reality show. So for her to already have gone this far, I feel like she really wants to be on the show.
Yeah.
I think she might choose the show. I don't.
Yeah.
You already have the money. You already have everything else. Your life is cush. You are doing this for other reasons, which makes me think that's more important to her than the lifestyle
Mm-hmm.
she had with Todd.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
Mm-hmm.
I agree with you. I gotta ask you this. What we
Yes.
saw in this episode too was Lisa's on a rampage. You know, Heather is. By the way, listen, one thing about me and Monica, we give props what props is due.
Yes.
Raindrops, raindrops, listen up. I have a confession to make in my Usher voice.
Okay.
I'm enjoying Heather this season. I listen. I know.
Goodbye.
listen, listen. I I enjoyed her this episode. Listen, I feel like when it comes to personal life, we're getting nothing. Nothing was there.
Nothing.
I
Nothing.
do feel like she's activated in terms of trying to get these girls to fight and argue. And look, low key, I'm here for it. But look,
It's because
Heather,
that's all she can give us. Because she doesn't want to share her real life. So she's just going to continue to expose everybody else's to
I
keep
mean,
from sharing
listen,
her own.
that's what, and that's what she's been doing.
Yep.
No shade, right?
Yeah.
Okay,
That's just facts.
that's facts.
Yeah.
Facts. Facts. No copy and printer machine. Okay,
Lucky for
so.
her. Lucky for her. That's what we call unscathed, bitch. Unscathed. Good for her.
I love you some Monica. So I her and Lisa decide to meet and listen, we'll
Yeah.
we'll recap more about that, but you know, she also meets with Meredith and you
Yes.
know, what was hanging over everyone's head is the fact that they think Lisa is somebody that gathers information on people
Mm-hmm.
and she brings it to earth, whether it's true or not.
Mm-hmm.
Just like this whole thing about it wasn't a soup man like Campbell's, it was a suit man like Men's Warehouse.
I'm so glad they cleared that up because I was actually confused. So I'm glad that was brought
Yes,
to
no,
light.
same. I'm like, oh, but then when Heather said she makes shit up because she wants to
Yeah.
see what sticks. And then it made me think, okay, huh. And then Heather meets with Meredith. And it's like, why are you forgiving her? I believe that Lisa is somebody that will say things about you and reveal things
Mm-hmm.
if she's mad at you. Then I said,
Yes.
huh. I combine those two things. And then at the end, Bronwyn says, do I think Lisa has something to do with it? Listen, Bronwyn, I feel like Lisa may have had something to do with this
Yeah.
coming out. I don't think it's coincidence. You've been on the show. This is your second season, I think.
Mm-hmm.
It would have
Yeah.
came out last season.
Yeah.
Why? I do you, Monica, think Lisa is the one who revealed all this shit about Bronwyn?
No, I actually
Oh.
don't think that.
Okay.
I know that. Okay. There is a big difference. And let me tell you, she did the same shit to me. And when I tell you, I have receipts of her reaching out to people I hadn't spoken to in years, I hadn't been friends with in years, trying to get dirt on me and expose things like, what can you tell us about Monica? Da 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 da. They would tell their own story about their life. There was a part of Reunion that was filmed that they completely cut out because it made no sense to even bring it up. That I'm like, what are you even talking about? To the point where in the middle of her going off, Andy Cohen was like, okay, you know what? We're not using any of this. This is not making sense. Like she really, my point is, yes, yes. She reaches out to whoever. She is in their DMs trying to get dirt on people 100%, talking to old friends, old family members, old whoever, and then she'll just throw it out there and you're like, what the fuck is this? But it's out there and she says it and you're like, this is insane. I'm gonna tell you some real tea. On that reunion stage, she tried to accuse me of sleeping with a man that I met for 5 minutes. 5 minutes. I met him one time with my husband. My husband was right there with me. And she's out here throwing these bullshit allegations. Like, it's insane, actually. So, yes, I don't think, Carlos, I fucking know. I have experienced it. She 100% does that. And it's really fucking sick, to be honest, because then what you do is you've thrown it out there. And at that point, it's out there, whether it's true or not, you know? So
Mm-hmm.
it's very dangerous. It's very, very reckless. And if someone were doing that to her, good luck. But she does it. She does it. Heather's not wrong. Heather's not wrong in saying that.
And that's why I was pleased that she was honest about, like, look, this is how I feel about Lisa. And Lisa,
Yeah.
listen, we saw that Lisa and John had communication skills, and it's and I couldn't wait to talk to you about this because I enjoy Lisa on the show, actually. I think she's fun, I think she's great, whatever. She's a great reality star. There is something interesting when it comes to the way these women describe their friendships with her.
Yeah.
I'm like, okay, did this show change Lisa? Like, was Lisa somebody different before the show started? Because I'm curious in terms of to be accused of digging up dirt on people. I do believe Angie when Angie says she asked me to dig up dirt on Meredith, and she
1
told me this.
million%.
I actually believe that, and I feel
Yes.
like these women is coming from a truthful place. I don't think they're like creating the stuff, and the fact that and raindrops, you need to listen to how people talk on these shows in order to understand it, and forget about your fave.
Yeah.
And we all have a fave, but let's have a real conversation here.
Please,
The
yes.
fact that she said, I didn't say soup man, I said suit man. And it's like, well, who is this suit man? Like, what is it? What's the story? What's going on here? And you said this after what we saw, I thought you guys made up. Me and Monica recapped 2 weeks ago when Britney revealed that after that explosive lunch that Lisa had, you guys hung out and partied and had dinner. So why also come for Lisa again? Why continue to talk about Angie again?
Yeah.
Yes. Why talk about Angie again? I thought you guys made up. You then sent somebody to get your products out of her store. You then confront her at her event last week. And all of a sudden, it's like we're hearing this episode. Brahma's info is leaked.
Yep.
And these are 2 women. Think about it. These are 2 women that confronted her at her own luncheon. And you mean to tell me within 2 weeks, both of they should come out?
No, I'm telling you, I mean, they've even said stuff to bloggers about me failing psych evaluations for like
Can we clear that up?
traitors.
I want to clear that up. There is a rumor that allegedly you failed a psych exam when you were being approached for Traitors and House of Villains.
Well, first of all, I did House of Villains, so I don't think I failed anything there. I did Housewives, so I didn't fail that one. And Traitors, I never even had one conversation with them. Not one. They sent one email to my manager. That was it. That was where it went. That is where it stopped. I never even had a phone call to even talk about having to take a psych evaluation. So this is exactly my point, though. You say these very, very damaging things that are so not true. I didn't even have a conversation with someone, Carlos. I never even had a meeting with someone. And then you're going to say she failed the psych evaluation. That's why she didn't do Traitors. Like, I haven't even talked to anyone from Traitors. So it's just, it's true. They just throw shit out there and people grab on and they believe it as truth. They're Bible. And it's really fucking sad. It's actually really fucking sad. You know, because I have kids. So to be out there like saying stuff like that heavy is really, it's dangerous. Very dangerous.
Yeah, no, and I saw that, and listen, I didn't buy for a second because again, I'm a producer and I know how this works. And my thing is this: anybody, let's say somebody does fail a psych eval, that shit is so protected and legalized when it comes to like medical and all that shit. That will not come out. It's to the point where you have to be the creator of the show and a high level
Mhm.
executive producer to even know that level of
Mhm.
sensitive information. So when I saw that was leaked, I'm like, that makes no
No.
sense because there's
No.
only a handful of people, less than five, who would
Yep.
know that deals with a show that magnitude. So
Yeah.
I'm glad you were able to clear that up.
Yeah.
What
It's crazy.
Yeah. I also was happy that Mary cleared up that she has gas and that she did not fart, that it was the dog who farted, and that's why she was mad at Angie. Look, this scene made me laugh out loud the entire time, and it was the comedy relief that I needed. Mary and
The
Angie's little bit is hilarious to me.
Mother Mary never fails to deliver, and let me tell you why. Only Mary could take a fart and turn it into such a beautiful emotional moment. And that is the gift that is Mary Cosby, because the fart was truly just the segue into real emotion for her. And it was a beautiful scene. I loved watching. I loved that. And that is the gift that Mary brings, and it's incredible. It really is, because the way she was talking about being triggered, and the way she was like, I don't let people in, and I've
Mhm.
let you in, and that means something. And the way it kind of opened up the door to like her fears and anxiety with friendships. And it really did lead into such a beautiful scene. Honestly, I thought it was such a real conversation between, like, that's a conversation I would have with my friends. It was
Yeah.
so pure from Mary. um and I love that she called Angie out, like, you're changing, you're kind of getting into yourself, because I think
Which to
that
me
viewers.
was breaking the fourth wall a little bit, right,
Yep.
Monica?
Yep. 100%. And it's true. And I think that I've also seen that online, that people are like, hey, Angie's starting to do too much. And I love that Mary clocked it and called her out, and she's 100% right. That was a lot. It's been a lot. Yeah.
Yeah, no, and I love Angie Down, and I do think, and listen, every reality star has this moment. Some continue to have it multiple seasons. This is the
Yeah.
first season where I do think my sweet Angie is, has sipped the Kool-Aid. I'm not gonna say she drank it fully. She took a
Yeah.
sip or two, and I think she's feeling herself a little bit. And
Yes.
I think Mary's like, I don't recognize you because
Yep.
I am your friend. Find a new sister if that's how you're
Yep.
going to act, because I'm
Yep.
not. No, if you can't hear me, somebody who
Hmm.
doesn't yell at you, who is quiet,
Yes.
like I can't be friends with someone like that. My advice to Angie is this, and I think she's a great addition to the show, is
Hmm.
to not get caught up with the housewives fanfare of like
Yeah.
people bringing you up. Like, take it with a grain of salt, because they will turn on you. That's just
Yep.
how audiences are, and they'll love you again. They hate you, they'll love you again, whatever.
Yep.
But
Yep.
I
A
thought I
hundred
thought the
percent.
exact same thing. I thought Mary
Yeah.
was pretty much telling her, "You're changing because of this
Yes.
show, and I don't
Yes.
recognize you anymore." And I'm telling you right now, I don't like this shit.
And I love her for that, because it's true. It's true. And a real friend would say that to you. And so that's what I think made it feel very, very genuine. Because that's a conversation a real friendship would have. Like, look, like,
Yeah.
you're starting to get, your head's getting big, and I don't like it. And I don't like the person you're becoming because of it. And that's not the friendship I want for us moving forward. Like, I loved it. I loved that scene.
Oh no, it was amazing. It was amazing. My
Yeah.
favorite part is when she said, "I did not come here to cry. I came here to tell you off." I'm like, yes, Mary. Like, I
Yep.
came with an agenda, but like you
Yep.
said, Monica, it was nice that these two were able to get past it,
Yeah.
and I'm happy that they got past it.
Yeah.
Now, one of the things that I thought was so interesting is the fact that when they brought up um Britney and her daughter and Honey Bunny Pudding
Carlos, that was really
mm,
hard for me to watch, because first of all, I
mm.
have to give props to the daughter, because
So smart, by the way, and oh, I love
Carlos,
her. Love
the
her down.
emotional maturity
Oh,
she had with expressing her feelings and why, And I felt so seen in that. If you remember, I had very similar conversations with my mom. And I even said, I think in one of my confessionals, like it felt like a revolving door of men. And that is where her priority was. I talked about
Mm,
how, like I would see her making out with people and I would be in the back rooms and or in the fucking trunk of a car. And so it's just I was so proud of her because that is so real to feel like you are second choice to your mother's dating life. The way I felt that so hard and the way she handled her mother in that moment for her age was so
mm,
far beyond her years.
mm,
I
mm,
mean,
mm.
she was so eloquent with how she worded herself. And even checking her mom, like, don't put that on me. Don't put that on me. Like, immediately correct. And I was very proud of her daughter. I was shocked that her daughter filmed. I felt uncomfortable as hell when she walked in and they were like, "Ooh, ooh, ooh, ooh," the awkward
Yeah,
hug moment.
yeah.
Um, but that that was very, very powerful and real scene. Yeah.
It blew my mind away. It was unexpected. Some
Yes.
raindrops. What we're talking about is Brittany and her daughter meet up. Like Monica said, they have this awkward greeting
Yeah.
in terms of trying to hug each other.
Yeah.
And what we learn in this scene is the fact that the daughter was able to eloquently speak to us about the fact that for the first 12 years of her life, that Britney was
Yeah.
the best mother that any girl could ask for. She
Yeah.
attended every single field trip. She attended every single dance rehearsal, recital,
Yes.
all the
Yes.
things. And she was the mother that every daughter deserves.
Yes.
But but she remarried and met this man. And her daughter says that the woman who was her mother for the first 12 years, all of a sudden the switch came off and she
Yeah.
became a completely different person. So much so that, what the daughter is saying without saying fully, it's a fact that, look, it appears that Brittany chose a man over her kids.
Yeah.
And the daughters decide to leave and go with their dad. And the
Yep.
daughter said, like, you think I want to talk to my father about my period? Like,
Yeah.
do you think that's what I want? And
Yeah.
this is our second time meeting. The first time you had Jared there and y'all was making out in front of me and you paid me no attention. I
Yeah.
what the dude, what the
Yeah.
it was
So fucking proud of her. So impressed. So impressed. Yeah.
is that I want to ask you this. I don't live in Salt Lake City, obviously, but does this have anything to do with the Mormon culture? Does it have anything to do with the Salt Lake City culture? Because, we heard things about this. Like, I really I don't have the answer in terms of
Yeah.
trying to dissect how a hands-on mom with daughters can be like that
Mhm.
for 12 years of their
Mhm.
lives, meet a man, and then all of a sudden she becomes a different person. And Brittany to me is a funny, wacky character, and I mean that in the
Yeah.
best way possible.
Yeah.
I I it's sad because she's pretty much saying that you're unrecognizable, and you can't blame the show because
No.
Brittany just got on the show.
Yep.
So it's not the show. It clearly is this man she met. I do wonder, was she involved in some sort of cult?
Yeah.
What happens to where
I
you become someone different?
I don't know because I experienced the same thing with my mom and we didn't live in Utah. So
Right.
it's so hard. I mean, it's definitely got to be a deeper rooted issue. Obviously, it has to be. There's something that happened. It's so hard. It's so hard for me because I feel like I've been through that with my mom and I've also been in relationships that are abusive. So part of me is like, was she dealing with some form of abuse that made her there's no excuse. That's the problem.
Mhm.
There's
Yeah.
unfortunately there's no excuse and her daughter's feelings are 100% valid And we can try and be like, well, why this? Why that? You know, why is Britney, you know, whatever. But unfortunately, at the end of the day, the daughter, the child in the situation is always going to trump the adult. And, you know, that was a very hard thing, I'm sure, for Britney to have to. I can't imagine hearing that. I
Yeah.
can't.
No, it was, and like you said, it was hard to watch. And that listen, I feel like Salt Lake City works best when episodes are like this, when you're
Yeah.
able to get a little bit of drama or even big drama, but when you balance it out with like these really amazing personal
Yes.
stories. Because I now understand more about Britney, that I just thought like, okay, she's on the show because she's a wacky character and she
Yeah.
leans into it, and look, I'm here for it.
Yeah.
But I cannot agree with you more about her daughter. Like the fact that she said yes, the fact that she had a confessional, the fact
Right.
that
That I thought, I was like, holy shit, she's got her own confessional. Like, go off. Get
go
it
off
out, baby
queen,
girl. Yeah.
baby, and you're changing lives. So look,
Yeah.
this episode to me was a 10 out of a 10. I love this
Yeah.
episode. We get to see what happens next week, is if
Yep.
Brom is on the trip or not, child. But what I
Mm-hmm.
will say is this was a great episode, and
It was
I'm
good.
happy that it wasn't about the ruckus
Yeah.
of fighting and yelling, but it was
Yes.
more about let's settle a bit, let's get to know things
Mhm.
more, and
Mhm.
I'm here for it. So Monica, look,
Yep.
did you like this episode?
It's been my favorite episode so far this season. Yeah, I did.
Good.
I did. I haven't
Good.
enjoyed the other ones, truly. This one gave me so much. And I felt like it was coming from everyone.
Yeah.
And so, yeah, I can appreciate that 100%. Yeah.
No, I agree more. Well, Monica, thank you so much, my darling.
Yes.
Listen,
Thank
Wednesdays is becoming
you.
my favorite day of the week.
I
Thank
love
you
it
so
so
much.
much. Yes.
And I'll see you next Wednesday, darling.
Yes. Love you.
Love you, boo
Bye.
boo.